All right, Morny, what is the first question?
All right. The first one is a bit long, so bear with me here.
Okay.
It's from Dan's the Hunter. Um, his question is about the possible new world tree that's being gifted to the Night Elves
Oh,
through
okay, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Tear
yeah.
of Elune. I see people say this tree might be planted on the ashes of the old one in Teldrassil. I don't.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe that. Some say that they might. That might be how they get rid of the sword. My belief
Mm-hmm.
is that it's actually going to get planted in Ungoro Crater, the site in which Il'gynoth from the Emerald Nightmare is said is in a rotting world tree,
Uh-huh.
rotting almost like it had been born from death.
Yeah.
His theory being the Night Elves now plant the seed of the tree there. The Winter Queen uses this as a foothold into her sister's world, being born of part death magic, and this is an opening for the old gods to take root.
All right. So I like the theory. There's not much in the way of actually finding evidence for this, because obviously we're dealing with data mined information that has literally zero follow-up, right? It is just what it is. Gonna blob the seed and stuff on us. Bro, the only reason that would anger me is the fact that it would be me that plants that seed. But other than that, I'm in full agreement that that is a good idea. No, on like, let's just start with the original sort of concept. The theory that the world tree is going to be built in the ashes of Teldrassil makes no sense. Mainly because Teldrassil is not destroyed. Yes, it is burning, but it is not destroyed, not fully. So there is a good chance that, given enough time, Teldrassil will probably sort of grow back, regrow, and heal itself after some time. Most likely, we're gonna get, or druids will probably get some quest line involving the Cenarian Circle and sort of restoring the tree to its former glory. And I believe that that will happen. One of the other reasons I doubt that is this is the opportunity for Blizzard to basically give the Night Elves their immortality back. Remember that the Night Elves currently do not have immortality because, well, they are, as it were, living or connected to a tree that isn't fully blessed. So hopefully this new tree is already fully blessed, because it is actually going to be grown from the Tear of Elune. Now, Moni, I do like your idea of Ungoro Crater, mainly because Ungoro Crater is criminally underused in World of Warcraft, considering just how much possible lore there could be for it. You do have one problem, though, when it comes to Ungoro Crater. Ungoro Crater is the location of another world tree that exists within the dream. The only reason we know that it is the location of another world tree is thanks to Il'gynoth. If it wasn't for Il'gynoth, we would not even know about it. So, I don't know how that would work. If you sort of merge your theory and you merge Dan's theory, then you get to a place where Ungoro Crater provides the natural link between Ardenweald, or at least between the Winter Queen and then Elune's natural realm. But that is also taking, or sort of taking for granted, the idea that the Emerald Dream is indeed the natural realm of Elune, where there's no evidence of that whatsoever. Elune helped create the Emerald Dream, but Elune does not necessarily reside within it. It would almost stand to reason that she doesn't reside in it at all, simply because she created things like dragons that needs to spend most of their time there, as well as druids, in order to protect it. Unlike the Winter Queen, Elune is definitely not an active participant within the Emerald Dream. Now, as to my theory on where Elune, or where the Tear of Elune will most likely be planted, it would appear, based on a reading of the data mine information that we have available, that it's probably not even going to become a world tree. So the tier, seemingly, is going to be used by the green Dragonflight to bring back Ysera. Now, there is an opportunity that Ysera can only be brought back through the use of a world tree. So they have to plant this seed somewhere, because this seed needs to provide a sort of gateway between our realm and Ardenweald, because that is the way in which Ysera will arrive on Azeroth. That would be very convoluted, considering that we know that characters like Cenarius is inside Ardenweald right now and will eventually be reborn on Azeroth with no use of a backdoor or a slide or anything to that effect in order to get back to Azeroth. So it is clear that Ysera could just walk or fly maybe from Ardenweald to our realm or our reality. So, however they do that, most likely through the back door in Ardenweald to the Emerald Dream, and then from the Emerald Dream to Azeroth, using that connection most likely. I think, and I'm sort of spoiling my own video that I did today, like the video that's going live in like 40 minutes from now. I'm kind of spoiling some of the things there, but I think the tier is going to be a huge source of corruption. Maybe not directly, but definitely indirectly. I think a lot of this have already been planned. And I think a lot of this, the old gods they're way ahead. They know that these things are happening, and they're kind of hoping that these things happen. They want this to happen because they have their own plans, and their plans are sort of reliant on this happening. And I think that's where the Tear of Elune comes in. I'm still not entirely... Yeah?
I was gonna say, they still have a foothold in the Emerald Dream. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a small thing, but we weren't able to completely destroy the Emerald Nightmare. And then on top of that, you have Yogg-Saron's self-proclaimed title of the Old God of Death. So who knows where his connection to the Shadowlands might be, but we do know that he has some connection to it.
I think I know where that comes from, and I think it has a lot to do with the Rift of Arm. But that would be spoiling my video way too much. I don't want to get into that.
This is like, what, the 5th time a question was asked that spoils a video?
Yeah, because everyone keeps having the same fucking thoughts that I do. And then you guys ask questions that I'm already making videos about. You suck. But at the same, I'm really... let me leave it here. I am very excited to see what happens with the Tear of Elune. I really hope, though, and I think I'll end on this, I really hope that the Tear of Elune isn't used in order to create more sort of facts around Elune. I don't want Blizzard to get into Elune. I do not want her character spoiled. I do not want Elune to be part of some grand storyline. I want Elune to be in the background, where she's always been and where she belongs, because that's what makes Elune fun. So I really hope that this isn't another excuse for Blizzard to kind of go, oh, you guys like Elune, so we'll give you more Elune, as in, here's her tier, but here is she as well. So that would be sort of my biggest hope, is that they keep Elune as vague as humanly possible. In Disco Option, you're absolutely correct there. Gods are better left vague. Sort of this thing that we've discussed before, right? It's the whole thing of when you reveal a god or some kind of huge, like, overarching truth about your universe, you're allowing people to peep behind the curtain. You're allowing people to pull the curtain back and see how the gears function. this is dangerous because either one, they see the gears and they are unimpressed, which immediately lets an entire part of your story fall apart, right? It just falls flat because no one's impressed by how this actually works. Or it's overwhelming to the point where people go, I don't understand anything here. So you risk making your story completely convoluted. The third option is it misses entirely. So what people imagined and what it actually was just does not link up, which then makes people feel bad, right? Because no one's happy because they thought it was one thing. Turns out it was an entirely different thing. And then the fourth, and probably, in my opinion, the biggest reason you don't do it, you're setting yourself up to be cornered. Because now you've revealed the Shadowlands. You can never change death again without retconning an entire expansion. You can't go back now. This is death. If you, in 3 or 4 years, have a really cool idea about what you think the Shadowlands should be, too bad, bro. You've already gone there. You've already revealed how death functions. So go fuck yourself. You have to find something new. So yeah, but it's a really cool idea. Yeah, but you've already fucking done it. So you're gonna have to either retcon the Shadowlands or find a way for your idea and the Shadowlands to be married. Otherwise, this isn't working. So it's almost always better to be vague as fuck when it comes to these things. Anyways, that is enough babbling from me. Moni, I did answer the full question, right?